Welcome, everyone. This morning, I'm going to surprise even myself. I'm going to spend just a little bit of time sharing some poetry with you. I think you'll like this. Anyway, listen, if you're anything like me, you probably heard that and thought to yourself, ugh, poetry. But there's a lot of people that love poetry. I'm not one of them. Not by any stretch of the imagination, and Lord knows I have tried. I envy people who enjoy poetry because they're a certain kind of people. They all have this thing in common. It's a community, and they have such fervor, such passion, a romantic flair that I apparently do not possess. But I may have found something. Now, I'm not totally devoid of an appreciation for some kinds of poetry. For instance, growing up, I remember Solomon Grundy, Born on Monday, that kind of thing. Or Popeye the Sailor Man, I never go swimming with bow-legged women. Or Great Green Gobs with greasy, grimy gopher guts, mutilated monkey meat, little dirty birdie feet. I appreciate that kind of poetry, but that's just how my juvenile mind works. I knew an old man. He passed away a couple years ago. I loved him. He was just he was a good man, and he absolutely loved. I think it was Whitman, right? Or I think it was Whitman who wrote Leaves of Grass. Yeah. Even in mental decline, I mean, he was really slipping fast, but he could still quote long verses of Whitman. I really respected that. Now, I don't write hardly that much at all. I mean, when I do write, it just takes me forever. But occasionally, even though I don't appreciate poetry, I know what I've said here, I do write some poems. Now, let me explain myself. I go to Subway just about every day for lunch. In one particular Subway, I don't like them all, just this one. And I get along with the people that work there very well. They're long-term employees, and we joke around a lot, and we talk, and so they have these surveys you can do, and you can get 2 free cookies. Subway is not sponsoring this, by the way, but you can get 2 free cookies if you do their survey. You just go online and check these little boxes, and you take the receipt of the cashier. They give you 2 free cookies, and I recommend double chocolate and macadamia. Yeah, those are the 2 I always get. But anyway, there's a comment section. And now they always ask me to please put me in their survey because they know that I'm going to write a poem about them. And I make it very humorous. And they enjoy laughing at them. And I've often thought I should just copied all of them. I should just copied somewhere down all these poems I wrote about these people who work at Subway and then done like a reading on YouTube for all of you. Maybe it's not a good idea. Maybe there's a reason why I haven't done it. But nevertheless, I'm going to share this with you. Before I get very far, let me tell you what I have in my beard. I'm using Mad Viking's Jotunns Brew. It's spelled funny. It's not pronounced the way you would think. But anyway, Jotunns Brew. I got this recently. I think this might be my new favorite from Mad Viking. I think this might be the best one. I only have 7 different kinds of beard oil and beard butter from them. But I haven't got all the rest of them yet. I'm working on it. But I think Jotunns Brew might be my favorite one. I have their beard butter. I love their tins. They look like hockey pucks. And then recently, for the first time, just today, actually, I tried their beard and body lotion. I didn't spray this in my beard because I already have beard oil and beard butter in it, but I did spray this on my arms, on my chest, and my noggin. And this is just the greatest stuff in the world. So if you want to check out Mad Viking, use the link I have down below. Use my code MVGreg15. It'll save you some money. There you go. Now, moving on. I, for years, put a quote every day on Facebook. For years I did that, and I haven't done it in a while. And one of the people I would quote, that I knew nothing about, by the way, was Ogden Nash. Ogden Nash was a poet. He wrote over 400 poems, and he was born, I think, in 1901, 1902, died in 1971. Wrote very humorous verses, wrote a few lyrics to some popular songs. but he was known for just being very eccentric. Well, one day I was in a used bookstore and I saw this book along with another one that looks just like this. I didn't bring it out here with me. I meant to and I forgot. But this is called "I'm a Stranger Here." I'm a stranger here myself. These are books that just the way they look, like you'd want to have them as decorations somewhere. I really like this. But I saw this Ogden Nash. I was like, I've got to pick these up. I got to find out what he's all about. Well, he's very interesting, very odd. But listen to a few of these and tell me what you think. Leave a comment down below. Okay, here's the first one. It's called "Prayer at the End of a Rope." Dear Lord, observe this bended knee, this visage meek and humble, and heed this confidential plea voiced in a reverent mumble. I ask no miracles nor stunts, no heavenly radiogram. I only beg for once, just once, to not be in a jam. One little moment thy servant craves of being his own master, one placid veil between the waves of duty and disaster. Oh, when the postman's whistle shrills, just once, Lord, let me grin. Let me have settled last month's bill before this month's come in. Let me not bite more off the cob than I have teeth to chew. Please let me finish just one job before the next is due. Consider, too, my social life, sporadic though it be. Why is it only mental strife that pleasure brings to me? For months, when people entertain, me they do not invite. Then suddenly invitations rain, all for the self-same night. RSVPs, I pray thee send, alone and not in bunches, or teach me I cannot attend 2 dinners or 2 lunches. Let my hostess not insult, nor not call her diamonds topaz, else harden me to the result of my fantastic faux pas. One little lull, Lord, that's my plea. Then loose the storm again. Just once, this once, I beg to be, not in a jam. Amen. Here's something you need to know about Ogden Nash. It's almost better reading them for yourself than it is hearing someone read them out loud, because one of his quirks is he will make up words. He'll change the spellings. He'll add on to them. He'll add prefixes and suffixes to them that make words that don't even exist. And he'll purposely mispronounce things just to make them right. And that's why if you hear me mispronounce something, I'm not really mispronouncing it. I'm reading it the way he wants it to be heard. So anyway, just so you know. All right, the next one here is called "I'll Get One Tomorrow." Listen carefully. Barber, barber, come and get me. Hairy torrents irk and fret me. Hair and hair again appears and climbs like ivory round my ears. Hair across my collar gambols, down my neck it wayward ambles. Ever down it trips and trickles. Yes, and where it trips, it tickles. Barber dear, I wish I knew why I do not visit you, why I grudge the minutes 10 in your sanitary den, why I choose to choke on hair rather than to mount your chair. Men no busier than I, weekly to your office hie. Men no braver than myself, confront the armory on your shelf. Men no wealthier than me, gladly meet your modest fee, and for a fraction of $1, keep the jungle off their collar. I alone am shy and flustered, a solitary, cowardly custard, shaggy as a prize angora, overrun with creeping flora. Barber, barber, you're in luck. The bell has rung, the hour has struck. Sloth is strong, but hair is stronger. I cannot stand it any longer. Barber, barber, here I come. Shake up the odorous bay rum. Bring on your shears, your scythes, your snippers. Bring on your crisp electric clippers. Employ a dozen extra sweepers. Bring giant harvesters and reapers. I warn you that a bumper crop waits to overwhelm your shop. Barber, barber, be verbose. Be anything but clip me close. Leave me razored, leave me scissored. Leave me hairless as a lizard. Barber, barber, singe and scald. Barber, can't you make me bald? I'd be the happiest of men and never think of you again. George Bruno, I wonder if you'd appreciate that. All right, here's one called Don't Grin or You'll Have to Bear It. All right, let me get a swig of water here. Wet my whistle. All right, here we go. It is better in the long run to possess an abscess or a tumor than to possess a sense of humor. People who have senses of humor have a very good time, but they never accomplish anything of note, either despicable or sublime. Because how can anybody accomplish anything immortal when they realize they look pretty funny doing it and have to stop to chortle? Everybody admits that Michelangelo's little things in the Sistine Chapel were so immortal they have everybody reeling. But I'll bet he could never have dashed them off if he had realized how undignified he looked lying up there with his stomach on the ceiling. Do you think Der Fuhrer could keep on being Der Fuhrer if he saw what everybody else sees every time he looks in the mirror? Yes, fatal handicaps in life are fortunately few. But the most fatal of all is the faculty of seeing the other person's point of view. And if your devoted mother suggests that you will someday be rich and famous, why perish the suggestion? That is, perish if you are afflicted with the suspicion that there are two sides to every question. Good gracious, how can anybody corner wheat if they were sissy enough to reflect that they were causing a lot of other people to be unable to afford to eat? Look at mayors and congressmen and presidents, always accepting college presidents such as Harvard's Conant. Do you think that they could get elected if they admitted even to themselves that there was anything to be said for their opponent? No. Genius won't get you as far as common everyday facility, unless it is accompanied by a conviction of infallibility. And people who have a sense of humor are extremely gullible, but not enough so, alas, to believe that they are infallible. Well, there you go. There's one of those words that is really not a word, infallible, but he had to make it rhyme. See, I love his reckless abandon. By the way, I apologize for any missteps in my reading. I'm not used to reading poetry, you know. Okay. Here's one called To a Lady Passing Time, Better Left Unpassed. O lady of the loosened hair, why do you play at solitaire? What imp, what demon misanthrope prompted this session of lonely hope? What boredom drives you, and great Lord, how can such as you be bored? The gleaming world awaits your eye while you essay futility. That mouth is shaped for livelier sport than paging of a pasteboard court. Why even the red knave longing lingers while black queens wait in those white fingers. See now the joy that lights your face, squandered on some fortuitous ace. Where formerly dark anger burned, when a fire perverse would not be turned. Oh, know you not that darkling frown could topple Caesar's empire down? That quick, bright joy, if flashed on men, could sudden build it up again. Get up, throw down the pack. Rise in your gown of shining black. Withdraw, my dear, while you are able, the slender feet from 'neath the table. Remove from the regretful bays the elbows curved in cunning ways. Is there no game that pleasure brings, but fretted over painted things? No gay, ecstatic end in view, but shuffle and begin anew? Get up, I'll tell you, girl, get up. Wine keeps not ever in the cup. Music is mortal, comes a day when the musicians will not play. Even love, immortal, love undying, finds the loved one's patience trying. Let 52 rivals hiss me, for God's sake, girl, come here and kiss me. All right. This one's called Allergy Met a Bear. This is just absolutely silly. Here's how it goes. I heard them speak of allergy. I asked them to explain, which when they did, I asked them to please explain again. I found the pith of allergy in bromides tried and true. For instance, you like lobster, but lobster don't like you. Does aspirin cause your eyes to cross? Do rose leaves make you nervy? Do old canaries give you boils? Do kittens give you scurvy? Whatever turns your skin to scum or turns your blood to glue, why, that's the what, the special what, that you're allergic to. Oh, allergy, sweet allergy, thou lovely word to me. Swift as an heiress, Reno bound, I call on my MD. The doctor was obliged to me for reasons I must edit. I knew he had 2 extra wives, and neither did him credit. I spoke to him of allergy. Perhaps I clenched my fist. But when I left his domicile, I had a little list. I can't attend the opera now or sleep within a tent. I cannot ride in rumble seats my allergies prevent. Oh, garden parties speed my pulse and pound my frame to bits. I'd mind the child on Thursdays, but children give me fits. When duty sounds her battle cry, say never that I shirk. It isn't laziness at all, but an allergy to work. All right, my last one, and this is very short, I promise you. It's only 5 lines. This one's called Requiem. There was a young belle of old Natchez whose garments were always in patches. When comment arose on the state of her clothes, she drawled, when I itches, I scratches. I enjoy Ogden Nash. Some things I still do not get, but he's different. He's different, I have to admit. Did you enjoy those? Let me know. Tell me what you thought. If you are already familiar with him, let me know what your favorite poem of his is. I'm working through the second book that I've got, and he's got way more. I've only got 2 though. So anyway, that's all for today. I hope you've enjoyed it, and I hope you have a great day.